Hello, hello, all my yarny friends. It's Teresa with Critters Crochet, and today is Wednesday, which means Battle of the Stitches, and we're revealing our projects today. I'm joined with Heather from Strings and Threads and Cyd from Sweet Pea Cyd's Inspirations, and I encourage you to go watch their videos as well as mine when you finish watching mine. We are revealing the projects that we have made with the stitch for this week, which was the shallow single crochet. And I have made a soap saver. This is my little twist on it. I've looked at different kinds of soap savers and I thought I'd try something new. So I'm using the shallow single crochet plus a few rows of double crochet. So come back here, I'll show you the all the materials that you're going to need for this project, and we'll get started. And we're back. So for this soap saver, guys, we are going to need cotton yarn, and I just have this cone of peaches and cream, and I'm sorry the label is missing. I bought this from, I think, when I was in an antique shop, and there was no label, so I do not know the color, but you can use any cotton yarn you would like. I'm using a 6mm hook. This is my dots hook from We Crochet. I'm using a 6mm hook because I am a tight crocheter, and to be able to do this stitch, you want to stitch loosely, and so the 6mm helps me to get more space in my stitches so that this stitch doesn't drive me crazy. You'll need a bar of soap, scissors, and a needle. Okay, so we are going to get started, and I will be right back in just a moment. Okay, guys, we are back. I'm going to just move this to the side, and let's zoom in here. You want to start off, for me and for my size of soap, of my soap bar. My bar is, let's see, let me measure this real quick. It's 3.5 by 2, 3.5 long, 2 inches wide. Okay, so I don't know if that's a standard measurement for a bar of soap, but that'll give you an idea. So for what I'm doing, I've chained 16. I've already done that. So you want to make a chain of 16, and then you want to go into, for this first round, you want to go into the second chain from your hook. So you don't count the loop, but you count 1, 2, and you put a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then you want to single crochet all the way down your chain. Okay, and so I will be right back when I have single crocheted all the way down my chain. Alright guys, I have single crocheted all the way down to the end of my chain, and now in this last chain, because with this one we're going to be going in the round, so we're going to go around the other side. So instead of just one stitch, you want to put 3 singles in that last chain. I already have 1, so 2 and 3. Okay, so then we're going to continue our single crochets down the other side of our chain. And what you need to look for, we've already singled into this one. You look where you go into the next stitch right here, and we're going to single crochet all the way down the chain. Okay, and I'm going to kind of grab that tail as I go. I'm going to grab that tail, and I'm going to crochet over that so I don't have to weave that in later. And we'll just continue to single crochet down the length of the chain. And when we get to the end, I'll show you what we're going to do here at the end. Alright, just a couple more here. When we get to the end, we want to do like we did down at the end of it, and you want to put 2 more, because we already have 1 from where we started, so 2 more to mimic those 3 singles at the other end, and then you want to slip stitch to that first single, chain 1, and turn your work. All right, and so this will begin our second row, and this is what you're going to repeat. You're going to do this all the way around. We're going to repeat with our shallow single crochet all the way around. So what we want to look for with our shallow single, and this is why you want to turn it, because you won't see the crossbar on this side, which is normally the right side. So we're going to turn this over, and if you look, you will see V's going the right direction, and then you will see an upside down V, and the upside down V has this vertical bar going across the top of it. That's where you're going to insert your hook and put your first stitch, okay, and single crochet. All right, so here's that vertical bar again. We're going to go in between the upside down V, and this is why I went up on a bigger hook, because you really want to be loose when you're doing this stitch. Okay, there's the bar again. I'm going to go in between, and I'm going to single crochet. So now we're going to do this all the way around this chain. You no longer have to do 3 in the corner. We're just going to go completely around, and I want you to do the shallow single all the way around, and I'll meet you back up at this side. All right, guys, I'm at the end of this round, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch to that first shallow single stitch, chain 1, and turn my work once again. Okay, so all you're going to do is repeat these rounds, doing your shallow slip stitch. Look for that upside down V and that vertical bar, and go in, whoops, and make your shallow single. You got your vertical bar, or your horizontal bar, I'm sorry, and go to that upside down V in between those 2 stitches. And please be loose, guys, because you're going to have trouble getting into those stitches if you don't do this loosely. And so you're just going to continually go around and around and around, joining at the end and chaining 1, go around, join to the first single, chain 1. And you're going to do this until your bar, your bag, measures to the top of this soap, okay? And for mine, I did 11 rounds, is how many. I did 11 rounds of the shallow single to get to the correct height for my bar of soap. So I'm going to work on those 10 rounds, and I'll come back at the end of the 10th round. All right, guys, I have completed all 10 rounds of my soap saver. I'm going to put my bar in here so you can see. You put your bar in, and that comes right to the top of my soap, okay? Comes right to the top of my bar of soap. And I liked using it. Most soap savers I've seen going this direction, but I wanted to change it up a little bit and do something different. So I've gone, instead of vertically, I've gone horizontally with my bar of soap. So we're going to do something really cute for the top to make a spot for our drawstring and to close this up. And what we want to do, I'm going to slip stitch to my first single, okay? And then I'm going to chain 2. And we're going to do 2 rows of double crochet to make spaces to weave in our drawstring. So your chain 2 does not count as a stitch. It just gives you the height. So you want to go into the base of that chain right here and do your first double crochet. And then we're just going to double crochet around in each stitch. Okay, for those of you who don't know how to do a double crochet, you yarn over, go into your stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a double crochet. So we're going to do that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of this first double crochet row. Okay, so I have gone all the way around with my first round of double crochet. Now remember, I said the chain does not count as a stitch, so instead of joining at the top of the chain, we're going to join at the top of the first double crochet. Okay, So we're going to go right in here, and we're just going to slip stitch to join, to join, chain 2 to give us our height, and we're going to do another row around, of double crochet. So I will meet you back here again at the end of this second round, and you're putting a double in each stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you back at the beginning of this round. All right, I'm at the end of the second double crochet round, and I'm just going into that first double crochet, and I'm going to do a slip stitch to join, and then we just want to do a chain and fasten off. I'm going to cut my yarn. Okay, sorry about that. I cut my yarn, and I'm just going to pull that tight, and I won't do it right now, but you'll want to take that end and weave it in. Okay, so once you get that weaved in, then you can see how neatly your soap bar just fits right in there. So to make the drawstring, what we're going to do is we are going, let me get into my yarn here, sorry about that. We're going to do a chain of 70 stitches, okay? So I'm going to, sorry about this, I need to get to the end of my yarn. We're going to work on a chain of 70. Just slip stitch, and we're just going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to continue that until we get a chain of 70 chains, and I'll be back when I get that finished. All right, so I've done my 70 chains. I cut my yarn, and I'm just going to pull that last chain through and give a tug on this to draw that in and tighten that so that does not come apart. And same thing on the other end, you want to pull again on that end to make sure it's secure. And then what I do is to weave in these ends. When I'm weaving an end on a chain, what I like to do is, this is the front of your chain where you see the V's, but then on the back you have the back bumps. And that's what I like to do. I go in, I just weave in and out of those back bumps. I go this way, and then I go top to bottom on the next one, bottom to top on the next one. Not pulling too tight, you don't want to curl up your chain, but just do that in a few chains to weave in those ends, okay? And then you just want to cut that. And there you go, and that gets your ends weaved in. Now, I'm not going to do that on the other end. I'll do that later for time purposes. But what we want to do is you want to take now your and you can start in any chain you want to. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start on the end of my soap saver, and I'm going to go from the front to the back first. And then we're just going to go into each of these stitches in between the double crochets. And you could skip, probably you could skip 2 at a time. That might make it quicker. Skip these 2 and go down into that one. Skip these 2 and come up this one. Okay? And I want you to do that all the way around, and I will meet you back when I get this weaved all the way around. Okay guys, we're back, and I have weaved this all the way around. It just kind of gives a really cute look to the edge of it also. But what you need to do then, and just pretend like this isn't here. I haven't weaved that in yet, but that's okay. So I'm just going to get these ends even and pull this through. And then what you want to do is find on this side, you want to find the chain where it went through and pull it up with, or well, before you do that, I am so sorry. Put your soap in, and then you can go to this side. Well, no, we don't want to do that yet. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I am getting ahead of myself. I'm doing this a little different than what was in the picture. So you want to have a hold of these 2 ends, grab this end, and you want to pull it to draw that up. So cute. And then you can take both ends and just tie that off, okay? and you can go around this way. You can do a knot, you can do a bow, but don't tie it real tight. Just do like this, and you've got that soap saver closed up, and you can just go wash away. And that is how you make a drawstring soap saver with the shallow single crochet. This is great to use in with cotton yarn because it's absorbent and it goes right in the washer and dryer. No problem at all. You can wash it. If you don't want to put it in the dryer, you can hang it up and let it air dry. But I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please go check out Heather at Strings and Threads and Cyd at Sweet Pea Cyd's Inspirations. I will have both of their channels linked in the description box. Go check them out and go to each of our community tabs and vote on whose project you like the best after you've watched all 3 of our videos. Make sure when you vote that you also put your name in the comment section of the poll on our community tabs so that we know that you voted, okay? If you don't leave a comment, we won't be able to, we won't be able to include your name in the giveaway. So be sure to comment after you vote. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.